Wow.
All right, thank you everybody for coming to watch the stream. This is Jamflix and Chill. Gonna show off some of the games that were in the game jam, get some discussion going about how everybody did with their games during the jam, and just have a good time.
Oh yeah, I was like AFK for the last 20 seconds. So if you said something super important, I totally missed it.
It was the intro to this whole segment.
Oh sweet, are we live?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Oh shit!
That's good. All right, so let's introduce everybody since we're all here now.
So first off,
Yes.
going down alphabetically, we got EntranceJew.
Hello.
We've got Gigs,
Hi.
Tom,
Hello.
and Xibanya.
Hi, I'm Xibanya. Great to see
Xibanya.
y'all.
First game that we're going to be playing is BBA SLAM by where did EntranceJew and TomR.
I know one of those people.
Yeah, don't blame this on me.
Oh, I don't like them. I heard they're jerks.
Fingers crossed this starts. There we go.
Very good.
By the way, that little stream setup thing is great.
I'm pretty hard for this game.
Yeah, we worked very hard on that.
It was weird.
Actually, it was all EntranceJew. He did it.
Awful summer day.
Very nice.
Tom
In
never
your
saw it
mouth.
once. I asked him to do it like once the day of
Sports
submission,
drink.
and he was like, "Oh, fine, I'll download
Ah,
OBS."
like-
I looked at it, but I think we're missing what's truly important. I made that basketball cursor.
It
Yeah,
is.
that is important.
Yeah, I always appreciate a game that's got a custom cursor.
It's very GeoCities
hmm
comic cursor.
So as everyone can see, this is a game about basketball.
What's basketball? I thought it was about
Who you
b-ball.
gonna call?
I really don't know anything about basketball or sports.
Thought it,
Uh,
I thought it was
I
about
was-
big booty androids.
Now it's his
I
turn
was
to
led to
play
believe
spades.
that this game was about b-ball, not basketball.
Over and under. Boom shakalaka.
Or would
Um,
dunk. So, when you guys first started the jam and the theme came out, did you already have a basketball thing in mind?
Before the
Oh, here we
jam,
go again with this
we
one.
were like kicking around some ideas, and
Couldn't buy a bucket.
I think it was sports game mixed with a non-sports game was one of the things we might try and do, and we just kind of rolled with it.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
Tom's never
He
played a
wants to
sports
be with
game
you.
or any game that isn't about sports. So I
He
mean,
took a bite
as
out
far
of
as
it.
he's aware, he hit that target.
No, it seems pretty sportsy to me.
Well, I mean, there's sports present.
Oh, I'm never gonna survive unless I get a little.
See, one of my dark secrets is I've never played a video game before.
He just needs to keep calm.
Ah.
Carry on.
See,
Um,
video games are these things on computers.
What's a computer?
Complete.
No,
See,
it's true.
computers are these things that run on electricity.
Like way back when, I had a Nintendo and NES.
With
So
others
when we're
like-
discussing games, EntranceJew and I, he'll try and talk to me about, GameCube games or PlayStation games. But I never had any of those, so I never know what he's talking about. And it's extremely frustrating.
Man, I can feel that
for
battle
him.
down under. Who you gonna call?
I could definitely see just nodding along, going, "Yeah, I know these Pokemon,
Over
Marios."
and under.
Well, I know who Mario is, because, he was the man who went in pipes on the Nintendo.
I want to ask y'all, the horse letters that are on the screen really remind me of the letters on the Nintendo 64 logo. Is that
Who wants to be
intentional?
with you?
That was a happy accident. I was playing with shaders, and the coloring on the letters
I'm
actually
never
is
gonna
from
survive unless I get
a little bit of
little
vector math on the faces. Like, they get their color from their normal
Oh no, I did it
versus the camera. So
It is a
Yeah, that was totally accidental. In fact, if the camera was at a slightly different angle, they would have completely different colors, and they would look bad.
Oh, dang.
I believe you can get the ball. You just have to move a little bit closer to it head on.
All right,
And
head
how are
on.
you
I'll
doing-
try that.
How are you doing the shaders?
I
like
think
in-
I'm just
in
on fire.
GLSL?
I'm sorry, what was that?
For the shaders, were you using GLSL?
I was using Shader Forge.
Mm.
You'll probably need to restart by this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and do that.
It's a good thing that happened, because now we get to talk about a thing.
Oh, what thing?
When I made the invisible walls for this level, I'm pretty sure I had the walls come down to meet the floor, and instead of passing right through it, which I'm pretty sure I fixed on all the other levels, but not this one.
He's blue, dabba dee dabba die.
He's
listen,
blue
what
dabba
I-
dee dabba die.
Repeatedly learn is not to trust Tom for like QA.
Well, part of the problem, and especially with the theme this time, is whenever I ran into a bug, I was like, that's pretty funny, and I just left it because I thought it was hilarious. Yeah.
That's pretty much how I did my AI. I just set them off, and they turned to Skynet, and I was like, I'm gonna leave them like this.
Where did you guys get the models for the b-ball players?
The b-ball players I made with that Adobe, I think it's called Fuse. So it lets you like rapidly kind of prototype video game characters. I wouldn't
That's
really use it for something production, because it's kind of like halfway between grabbing something from the asset store and making it yourself.
Because
So,
now I
like-
feel bad because I was sure you guys had ripped those from some old game.
Oh no, like
Oh, wait,
I designed their uniforms and stuff, but like the actual mesh work, I didn't really do anything there.
is it kind of like a poser? Because I haven't seen that in a long time.
I guess a little bit like that. I mean, there's sliders. It's kind of like a video game that has character creation, but then you can output the character and use it in a different game.
Nice.
It's handy for junk like this, like all the bad guys and everything I made in there. So it's like, yeah, I made them, but I used a tool that makes it super easy, so I don't want to sound like I was modeling them. I did make all of the, like all the buildings and the ground and stuff like that. I was photoshopping, like I'd find a window and a brick and stick it all together. I grabbed the trees and like that police car and crap just off the asset store. It was kind of an exercise in like making a coherent visual style out of just junk I found laying around,
Yeah.
Which is different from how I normally work, because normally I make not most, like pretty much all, like 99% of everything that's in our games I make by hand myself. But this time it kind of fit the theme to like, kind of find crap on the asset store and stick it in the game.
Yeah, it's like your traditional asset flip.
So when we were developing this game, normally what we do is we'll brainstorm and we'll have like a Google document open, and we'll type everything up and kind of work on our ideas, and then we'll make a design document and say, okay, we're going to have this and this, and we need these things, and we got a task list happening, and it's like, okay, you work on this and I'll work on that. This time we literally didn't write one word in any document anywhere. The only thing that happened was EntranceJew keeps himself a personal task list, because otherwise he can't function as a
Is that-
person.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. Is that like a thing of pizza sauce in the back?
That's dipping sauce, yeah.
Not just any dipping sauce. Papa John's garlic butter sauce.
When we were
The finest.
on Twitter one day, somebody was like, "Hey, I made this model of a sauce. Can you put it in your video game?" And I was like,
That's
"Yes,
amazing.
I will do this." And then I had
just
like,
woke up and it was there, and I said, "Okay, why?" And then I continued fixing things.
if you touch it while you have the ball, your man will drop the ball. Because you get slippery fingers from the sauce.
Blink, you might miss it, folks.
That's really amazing.
I almost forgot that letter.
So yeah, it was super chill making this game because, you know, I'd just be working away and EntranceJew would be working away, and we'd kind of not really agree on what we were making, but we made the same game at the same time anyway. It was pretty interesting experience. We didn't really argue too much about anything. Except for one night towards the end of the jam, I was super tired. Like, I was way past my bedtime of like 9:30. And so I got a bug up my ass about what resolutions the game should support. And we started arguing past each other. And at the end, we were like, what are we even doing? We don't need to worry about this at all.
That sounds like a really touching story arc. Like, you guys need a Hallmark movie about making this game. And you all learned a valuable lesson about friendship, right?
I learned that nothing I do, like the way I operate best, is completely against how Tom prefers to do things.
What do you mean?
Oh, I
I
got a
thought we were
horse.
bros.
No, you like to make the task lists. I don't like to do any of that. Once we write up a to-do or a doc, I don't read it.
Well, I mean, in previous jams, I was all like, we should make a document so that we know what we're making before we start, and that way the game will be good. But then that never worked out. So I was wrong. You don't need a list of tasks. You just do what you feel.
And intelligent, cherry-nourished people are
Well,
less likely to win.
The hard part is that if you follow along to a Bible, it doesn't evolve with the conversation or anybody's vision or how you can make the game work now.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important to point out that we were in constant communication. I moved to Florida. I slept on the floor in EntranceJew's room, and so you know I was there whenever he woke up, and we kind of shared one keyboard. You know, he would have his hand and my hand next to each other on the computer.
We had it in split screen mode, so it worked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he gave me the Mad Catz controller, so
Asshole.
yeah, it wasn't all roses.
The L key didn't work.
Well, it's like the Logitech 25 keyboard button, and it has its own like analog stick on it.
Here
From
you-
what you're describing, I'm imagining some sort of mix of Biggie and Tupac and the Swedish Chef.
No, I mean, we just hung out on Discord. I live in Canada, which is quite far from Florida. So we've never met in person, which is probably good.
You went to the game over screen a while back.
Yes, I did.
Every time we do a game, Tom's insistent that there be a lose condition, and I'm always like, should there be a way to lose the game?
Well,
And I think what you settled on was that you collect horse, and like collecting horse was the objective at one point, but then I said we should just lose if you get it, and then, or was it Larissa's that suggested that? But
okay.
Yeah, this was the first time I actually collected all the letters, and I was trying to figure out how I actually lost.
We need a little bit of backstory. Larissa, my wife, she made Horse World Online, which is a horse breeding game. So this has been going on for years and years, so it's kind of a running joke. Everybody always, you know, says, haha, horse, and it's a funny joke. So one day, I'm in my home, and I come around the corner, and Larissa's standing there with the stupidest look on her face, and she says to me, you should make it so that in your game there's letters, and you collect them, and it says horse. and she fell apart. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, because that basketball you game where you shoot the baskets and you get the letters horse, but it's also a joke because horse. And I'm
That's
like,
kind of amazing.
okay.
Right through his legs.
And then I pitched it to EntranceJew, and he had to run it by the board, but we snuck it in.
Nice.
He's gonna need a prescription for that one.
I think a little bit of trivia, other than this is a good time for Tom to talk about Clippy.
Oh yeah.
You want me to? Well, what were you gonna say?
That's a Halloween.
I was just going to talk about the glitch shader some.
Oh yeah, the Clippy is way more important than that.
It's what's inside that.
Oh, crap.
Refresh my memory. Why did I say we wanted to put Clippy in here?
We were pretty sure that everyone was going to get stuck with this, so then you programmed in a failsafe, but then you also put Clippy in because the failsafe wouldn't trigger soon enough for the actual judges. So you put this in here for whenever it gets streamed.
Oh yeah, that's right. So this puzzle is long and frustrating, and it takes me like 8 minutes to do it, and I forget how now. So there's actually some like behind the scenes logic running where it counts how many times you've flipped valves, and it also keeps a running time total. So I think after a number of minutes, I forget, maybe 10, 15 minutes, it'll just turn off all the valves and trigger the glitch shader to shake the screen and corrupt everything.
Oh, nice.
Or I think if you hit 40 valves or something like that. I did a little bit of play testing to find out how many times I turned a valve. The problem was it took me like 10 minutes to beat the level and a whole bunch of flips, and that would have just, that would have made the Gong Show forever long and boring.
Oh yeah.
So we needed a way to skip this level because, who wants to watch this for the whole stream?
Is this little ghost?
Yeah, those are the souls of the zombies. We actually had a pretty heated debate on whether the soul of a zombie goes into the skeleton or the ghost. But due to the fact that these particular zombies break apart, the skeleton's destroyed. So in the end, the ghost won out.
True.
See, I wanted
That's
it
deep,
to
man.
explode into chunks because when you die, you become both a skeleton and a ghost. It's just like science. So, but since Tom didn't want to make a skeleton doing the YMCA dance, then you put in a ghost instead.
Yeah, I couldn't. The skeleton is broken. You can't dance when you're broken.
They didn't have to explode, but I think we all wanted them to.
Excuse me? Once you have a zombie that explodes, you can't not have it explode. So anyway, EntranceJew put in the wonderful pause menu that lets it, you can skip the level and go back to the main menu, and you can pick a different level altogether. But to nudge people into doing that, I put Clippy. Because everyone loves Clippy. He's very helpful. And we didn't really have time to make it so that you could click on the menu box that pops up there. But that would have been kind of nice, I guess. It was low priority.
It's great because you can at least attempt to try to do something. And he's just as useful.
Well, we didn't want to rob the judges from being able to try and beat the puzzle. But we didn't want to make the judges, force them to try and beat this puzzle, because this puzzle sucks ass. Which was kind of on purpose, because sewer levels are stupid, and they shouldn't be in video games.
So we put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this game is kind of like a list of things that go in video games. You have players, you got a ball, score, timer, guys that you can blow up. I mean, I don't know. I've seen people play a video game before. I'm pretty sure I've seen those things.
Okay, I think I'm genuinely stuck here.
Yeah.
That happens.
See, one of the things you got to do is leave some dudes back, and then you can actually pass the ball through the water to them, but you can't get through the water.
I had to bring him with me. No man left behind.
Well, now you're all stuck here.
Oh yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to play this game yet, although I did watch this on the Gong Show and I'm watching you play it now, but you've got other teammates. Do you what do they do? What are they for?
Well, they all function the same. They
Are
have
they
a
like
different...
extra lives?
No. You can't die in basketball. In basketball, you play as a team. So you have a group of 3, and that's the team, and you can pass the
but
ball
it's
back
paintball,
and
not
forth.
basketball.
Whatever. You're
Sorry.
being hard on me.
I'm
No,
sorry.
they're pretty much...
Teamwork makes the dream work.
The idea was the first level, you open it up and you're like, okay, this is a basketball game. It's very basketball-y. And then you see a court, I think they call that, where you play basketball, the basketball house. There's a basketball rink. So there's blue mans and orange mans, because they're on different teams, and they have different goals and objectives.
You shoot the mans?
Well, you shoot the basketballs at your own mans. So it's different than a lot of games where the shooting is good.
I got it.
It's a good shooty mans?
Yeah. But then the idea was that you can use the multiple men to complete puzzles either more quickly by passing the ball and putting them in strategic locations, or like on the first level, there's a trigger that takes all 3 guys standing in the same spot. And EntranceJew actually programmed a really wonderful system for making puzzles that were quite complicated, a lot of really good stuff. It was very easy to use and intricate, and we were unable to put it in the game and really make use of it. So that's kind of a shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this level.
Yeah, man, do it.
Probably for the
This
best.
seems like this game might actually be a good candidate for having some sort of network co-op.
Grabbing that ball and taking it
Maybe.
home.
I can't
Oh,
imagine.
got its
networking
Lion
is a
King.
thing.
And a nice grab.
I don't know anything about networking. I'm not a particularly good programmer. I'm not saying that to be down on myself. That's not my area of expertise.
I did a lot of programming this time around. I never really stopped, but I don't remember like what I was doing the whole time. I know the biggest priorities were making it so that the basket man functioned in all of his states of being. The ball didn't get stuck through the floor. I made that logic system in like 2 days, and I only like refined it more later on. So most of it was working with a targeting system and trying to iron out some of the controls. The controls were pretty much the same for like the first week or so, until I changed them to be a little bit more likely to be able to press all the buttons at the same time. Like there's a quick switch teammate button, there's a directly switch to teammate button, there's a cycle targets button, which if you don't get used to using, if you try and steer your directionality, then it gets hard to pick exactly what you want.
Did anyone notice the dinosaur in the background on the last level?
I noticed
saw
him a
it.
couple times. Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed that nobody said anything on the Gong Show. You know, not like hurt. Just I was like, oh, it would have been funny if somebody pointed out the dinosaur was there, but nobody else saw it. So they're like, what? What are you talking about? What dinosaur?
Because they've been desensitized to dinosaurs.
Yeah. So this actually shows off some of the nice puzzle pieces that EntranceJew made here. So that red thing lit up these nodes, and those are actually those are like logically controlled by each other. They put in the lines themselves. Like
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty
you
neat.
just put the circles there, and it generates the lines.
And y'all are using Unity, right?
Oh yeah.
Was that like a line renderer object?
Nope.
That is a cylinder.
Oh, those like two. So,
yeah, there's a. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say my next question was gonna be, was there any stuff you regret cutting from the game?
No, I don't think anything got cut.
Right through his legs.
Oh, was this level actually purposely planned to be like in progress?
Well, I had it on my list that I wanted to do a level, but due to time, even with the extra day, I wasn't able to actually like build out the level. Like I was at work when this was being built out by Tom, but it more or less would have had this aesthetic. It would have been more thoroughly tested, and since it was supposed to be the puzzle centric level, um, there would have had to be a lot more playtesting. But I liked what Tom came up with. Originally, it was a little bit more bare, but then I said, no, you got to make them actually think that something got cut, and it looks like it worked.
Yeah,
It's very well done.
This was like the last thing put in the game, and I had fun with it. EntranceJew was trying to get me to use Pro Builder, which is what this default texture on the background is. So that's pretty decent software. That stuff lets you make meshes right inside Unity.
I'm not sure if the rest of y'all are looking at the Twitch chat, but Blastron has a question. Why is the ball permanently on fire?
It's
basketball.
actually not permanently on fire. If you are holding the ball and a bad guy knocks it out of your hands, it will go out of fire. It's just that doesn't happen very often. Unless there's a bug which stops that happening. But that's what's supposed to happen.
Totally intentional
Yeah.
bugs.
It happens. So for this fight, there was two things, and it's usually been this case. We never have a beginning or an end like in mind originally, but about halfway through the jam, I'll typically get a hair up my ass that I want the game to end in a very particular way, like ostriches and you will die here. I think everything since Burger Game really is just like, I want the game to end this way, so there's at least that satisfaction. And Noemi did a great job with the music. Tom somehow managed to make something out of the logic system that I had set up, with the only instructions being like, I want it to be crazy as hell, and I want it to feel awesome.
It's like the best instruction. Oh, so anybody watching the stream, you probably can't see what's going on because bitrate. But trust me, it looks pretty good.
I've got a question for all of you, and pardon me if this has been asked before, but I feel like if you're making a Goon game about basketball, you're inevitably inviting comparisons with Charles Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. How much of that was on y'all's minds as you made this game?
I've never played it. I showed Tom an example of the Chaos Dunk, and then that was, I think, our extent with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have missed that. You know, that part of internet history.
I
And
see.
So EntranceJew, he showed me these pictures, and I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know what this is, whatever. I mean, that's how most things go. He'll be like, oh, you know that game? It was on the PlayStation. It was very popular. Everybody played it. Help me out here, EntranceJew. What's a game?
NBA Slam.
Yeah, I never played that.
I
So-
see.
So this is kind of like a little bit outsider art, I guess you'd say.
Well, Charles Barkley, Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, I wouldn't necessarily call a sports game, but yeah, well, you have to pardon me. That's why I was making this cracks about never saying the word basket. Because, well, it's like a joke in that game that they never say the word basketball, but I don't know.
Oh.
You should watch the trailer for it. It's very silly.
Oh, no, it was called like B-ball.
Yeah, it's because Charles Barkley destroyed New York City with his chaos dunk. B-ball has been forbidden, and it's like a dirty word. in New York, or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, that makes good sense. Yeah.
So, a small bit of trivia for anybody who noticed is that the music after you get the door to open and the winning screen and then the game over screen were all thrown in by me at the last second. They're like about a 4-second snippet of audio that was pulse stretched out 10 times and then adjusted to fit the right
Nice.
thing.
Yeah, when I did my credits music, I just took the regular game music and just made it slower.
That makes good sense. I like that.
Do the slow crawl.
So, any other questions or comments here?
I think
I felt really good about this game, to be honest.
no, it turned out very good.
I really enjoyed the special stuff that y'all had in your setting screen. Actually,
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
have not
gonna
spent
go
much time
turn
with
that
this
up.
game because I've been busy. But I had played some Sonic games that had some like silly little Easter eggs in the setting screen, and that's what it reminded me of.
Well, you
I
can thank
always-
EntranceJew for that.
Yeah, I always like to put stuff in the settings menu. I mean, even since Burger Game, there's always like a setting that just doesn't work, or and you know something. It's silly and fun.
Nice.
But big head mode does work.
I'm gonna go turn that
Dieting
on real
hippie, you
quick.
gotta put it in. Also, I liked the sponsor sports drink.
Yeah,
Have it
I
all the
came up
time.
with that because I had to make a logo for the thing like in the background here. So I opened up Photoshop and I was like, sports drink. Yeah, sports drink.
Big head mode does work on every level, so you might want to take it to some other ones.
There we go. Skip ahead a couple.
So
yeah,
something
quick-
we might not be able to hear is that the skip level noise. Tom, you know some more about that?
Holy cow, his head got really big. I'm just gonna kind
these-
of
We're
hide
getting
in
Salvador
here
Dali
and make
levels
this my
of-
home.
Those bad guys, their heads always get bigger if you hit them with the basketball, and their colliders don't go away. So even after they're down, if you can find a way to get the basketball to hit them, say passing the ball back and forth between your players, the head will just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Wow.
That's hilarious or frightening.
But now you
Oh, yeah.
parked him
Plus the ball
right
in his
on
head.
where the motorcycle goes. You'll never get it back now.
The glitch shader I requested of Tom very
Holy
early in
cow.
development.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Keeps train
Yeah.
rolling.
I asked Tom for the glitch shader as a failsafe for if we never fix the collision issues
What?
that you typically get with Unity and stock controls.
It looks
Oh.
like there's two crows on like a floating pair of eyeballs.
Oh,
Boys.
you think they look like eyeballs?
See, what happens there is the mesh is being culled because it ain't on the screen anymore, even though it is.
No, it's just good practice.
This level's pretty tough, huh?
So yeah, I actually spent a long time on the glitch shader because making shaders is fun.
It came out really good. Originally, Tom, he had a pretty good start, but then it ended up being like better than I could have imagined.
Yeah, even John Turp told me personally that he really liked the way it looked and he thought it was great. But that kind of came back to bite him because it ruined his stream pretty badly.
Oh,
Well, that and the zombies.
yeah.
Oh, zombies. Yeah.
So, we are already over that half-hour mark, so thank you guys for talking a bunch about BBA SLAM.
You're welcome. Thank
Thank you.
you for listening.
Oh, no problem.
I could talk forever.
Yeah, I could continue to speak.
I do want to, however, get over to Fast Forward, Record, Rewind by Gigs.
Yeah, get that guy on here. Gigs, where you at, man?
Gigs, we're
I'm
coming
here.
forward.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks, TomR. Thanks, EJew. That was fun.
Great to hear about that stuff.
Oh yeah, Deity Hippo. Apropos of nothing, the Orange has a question from the Awful Jams Discord. He wants to know if you're recording the stream or if it's going to be archived anywhere.
Twitch usually archives all my broadcasts, so
Did you
I
turn
should,
on that setting?
yeah, it
'Cause-
it should go up, and then I can send that over to YouTube. If not, I have a local copy.
Cool, cool, cool. I will let him know.
So, Gigs, how did you get the idea for Fast Forward, Record, Rewind?
At the beginning of every jam, I just tend to try and brainstorm for as long as I can, and then take breaks and get back to it. And it was like number 5 of my ideas.
Wait, what were some of the other ones you had?
Well,
Like what failed the most over this one?
I wrote one of the ones that I wrote down was just the phrase "boodle G," so that's really nothing. And
What
go
does that
to
mean?
I have no idea.
How do you spell it?
It's like bootleg, but space between the E and G, and the rest of it's one word.
Boodle G?
Yeah.
Sounds like kind of like a Saturday morning kids cartoon character.
Yeah,
Sounds
could
like
be.
you gotta make him say his name backwards 3 times to banish him.
Good. Geltube?
Yeah, I think that works.
Also, I like the sprite art of this game. It reminds me a lot of that Sword and Sorcery game, if you've heard of that one.
Oh, Super Brothers.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. And I like it because it's not that typical codified sprite art style that was set, in the late 80s, early 90s based on hardware limitations.
Hmm.
So I guess bigger sprites, but still keeping to that minimalist aesthetic. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I really like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really spend too much time on actually drawing the things. Almost everything in the game was till like about a week before submission,
Oh, dang.
and most of the things I just didn't change.
Yeah, no, a lot of the pixel art came out looking pretty good. I mean, you got like little rows of tape decks or tape cassettes here.
Yeah, because it's not about how much time you spend on the art. I think it's about, the design, and
Sure,
that's less the time you spend and more knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, being able to convey.
And I can tell you
Let's get on
definitely
out of
have
here.
a palette that you've got for this game.
Yeah, it might be accidental though. I keep thinking to actually look up how to use palettes or how to just choose palettes and stuff, but that was just
Well, how did you pick the colors that you did? Because I see that the game is strongly dominated by a lot of desaturated colors.
I think it's just chance, really. I doodled some character, chose random values, and I guess my eyes are just, they tend towards desaturated values for some reason.
I mean, it looks good. It looks unified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of like a Hotline Miami Russian vibe.
Sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're the one who had commented that we both had a character named Cosmo or Cosmos in this game.
Yeah. Didn't see that coming.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Also, I think I said this on the Twitch chat when they're playing on the Gong Show, but I'll say it again. The floor in this level cracks me up because it reminds me of the carpet in a casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually just Googled paisley carpets at some point because I thought that would be like a 70s, 80s kind of thing and it would fit.
Have you ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the movie?
Not enough of it.
Definitely do. If you get the chance, you're gonna see this carpet everywhere.
You'll see an animated version of this carpet in that movie.
Oh, I do want to take a second to point out, I really like the small detail where the worse you do, the crappier the audio at the end gets.
Yeah.
Like you start hearing all these like people in the background talking over the tape.
Yeah, there's preset, I think, and yeah, I just used that. I didn't. The score wasn't the original plan. Wasn't the original plan. I was doing a game where with your equipment or buy it before you things, right? I never actually bothered to do it or try. So I came up with this idea of adapting parts of what would like earn you the different amounts of money, you know,
Yeah.
and then simplify them into dumber things so that it would take me way less time.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a question. The idea for this game, like, is this based on any kind of thing that's important to you or anything like that? Or also, what year does this game take place in?
It was originally just supposed to be in the early 80s. I think the intro I put 82.
Oh,
I didn't-
shoot, I missed that.
No, it's fine. I didn't have... When I wrote down the idea, it was mostly just like the word bootleg meant bootlegging constantly, and that's just what I ended up going with.
Mm.
I just noticed the boobs on that dancer.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be boobs.
What is it supposed to be?
I like a really dumb t-shirt design. I don't really know.
I only see it as boobs.
No, yeah, I totally understand.
I saw that before too, and I'm like, oh, it's a good female representation.
Also, in case y'all are not looking at the Twitch chat, I just have to mention this, but Nuclear Eagle Fox says, I guess Giggs needs to place his voice recorder nearer to the source of the sound in reference to when it was cutting out there. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
One comment they did have at the Gong Show that I do have here also is, yes, these concert venues seem unusually well lit.
Yeah, my brother helped, or he also made that comment in the beginning of it. Didn't really know how to fix it though, because I wanted it to be like super visible. But yeah, no, definitely. If I could have made it darker, I think that would have been beter.
No, that makes sense.
No, wouldn't need to have it like super dark, but like kind of lit around you, just to see where you're kind of going around yourself.
Yeah, actually, now that you said that out loud, I could have done that pretty easily, I think.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep working on this game?
Probably not. I have this tendency to lose all motivation to work on jam games after the fact.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I can kind of get that though. Move on to the next thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little disappointed by this game. There are aspects that I would have rather come out very differently, but whatever, you know.
Well, I mean, if you could have the whole month or 3 weeks again to do it, what would you have done differently?
More levels, more music, and more time spent on that music, and then I would like to do that, you know, equipment load and management stuff. Also, wow, like I did a pretty poor job of communicating the rules of the game in the game itself. Like I think once people get the hang of it and understand the rules, it's pretty fun or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, like until that moment happens, I can see how it would be super frustrating.
I think the one thing I saw a lot of people doing when they were playing this is they put the recorder down, and they're like, "Oh, I just leave it out here
Yep.
for a bit, let it record, and go pick it up."
That makes total sense, like perfect sense. Makes, you know, it's what anyone would assume would be reality, right? But yeah, for some reason early on I decided that it would make more sense in like a gameplay kind of sense to just like dump it and leave.
Yeah, dump it and leave makes it like a speed stealth. This is actually
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Ternopil. I'm trying to remember the name of that food he keeps bringing up.
Oh, Barbolia, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, tell us a bit-
Barbolia. what is that? What would that be made of? If that's not a real thing, because I've never heard of it.
So, Cosmosa is Ukrainian, which is an explicit appeal to the and me and my brother have been keeping up with the Eastern Europe thread.
Gigs, could
on
you
something
repeat
awful.
what you said going into something about Ukraine, because you got very garbled there in your audio.
Oh yeah, sure. He's Ukrainian, but I didn't explicitly say that in the game. Just that he's from Ternopil, which is a village in Ukraine, and Barabolia just is Ukrainian for potatoes. And yeah, it was a bit of an inside joke for me and my brother, considering how much we read the Eastern European thread. And potatoes are a very long-running joke about European.
Oh yeah, and that and cabbage.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like some kind of beet dish or something.
That's also a good guess. Yeah.
Everybody
Beets,
loves
cabbage,
Eastern
and
Europe.
potato. One of those.
Yeah.
I imagine that was the inspiration behind the writing.
Yeah.
Well, I lived with 2 Romanians and a Bulgarian for 2.5 years in college, so every time I see an Eastern European reference, I just laugh my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Or, as my Bulgarian roommate always said, laugh my ass.
Another thing I might have changed was to make the guards not just like flat green, which I guess helps like stand out or whatever. But people aren't green, so
I don't know. I don't see that as a problem because we're already in a sort of impressionistic view of concert.
Yeah.
Sure.
Plus, it really helps with the color coding. If you're red, you're in a bad spot. If they're red, they're gonna do that,
Yeah,
Sure,
they're gonna
yeah.
fuck you up.
and they're just gonna leave my dead body back there.
I just looked at the Twitch chat and Chris the Mute asked what I used to make the music, and I used a program called LMMS. It's a free open source. What do you call it? Like DAW, like Fruity Loops or Ableton or something like that.
Okay.
And used these things called sound fonts, if people are familiar.
Oh, it's like what Nintendo did with a lot of their music.
I think so.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you go listen to a game like Super Mario Sunshine. It sounds like very orchestrated and all together and everything. Yeah, it's just it's essentially very fancy MIDI.
Yeah, it's these sample. I think there's samples that are like they have different individual samples for different ranges or something.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a question about what you did to design the levels. Because in a way, a game like this is a puzzle game, the way I
Sure,
think of it. How did you approach that? First, did you create sort of the space or the area and then figure out the path you'd have to take? Or did you do the path first? Or I don't know, you tell me.
In general, it was mostly just like doodling with, because I made this in Game Maker, so for the first time I think ever, I took advantage of the fact that it has tiles. So I would just draw tiles of like the different floors that I would think would work, and then go back and erase and draw over and stuff like that. So it was mostly just random doodling, but then once I started adding more components and mechanics and stuff, I would have like ideas in mind. So like for the restricted area stuff, I knew that, I want to guard near the entrance so that there's a chance of you being caught, and there should be crowds around, but not too many, and they shouldn't be that close to the stage, but they should be in places where they could theoretically like block guards and stuff like that. And the walls I mostly just put in because I thought there needed to be walls and shadow stuff to hide.
Nice.
I will say, sometimes when there's just like a mosh pit right in the way of the way to the exit, I usually hit them every single time.
Yeah, it's my game and I can never see them.
I do like the smoke the smoke machine. Like it doesn't hide you, but it hides the recorder.
I was pretty happy that I don't know, came up with a different way of thinking about the thing.
I just noticed here that the background's moving, and I think that's a nice touch.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
nice.
I think it's a shame that you said you often don't have motivation to work on your games after the jam, because, I mean, I think this one looks really fantastic, and I think you should keep working on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Maybe I'll make a concerted effort to actually spend time on it.
Like a little cleanup effort.
Sure, yeah.
I know I'm doing that on my game right now, but nothing visible. It's all just making the code not terrible crap.
Oh my god, man, yes. My code is super bad on this.
That's game jam code.
Oh yeah.
Slap it in,
So-
get it working, work on the structure later.
What's funny to me, I think something that separates, I guess I would say, novice coders from people who've been at it for a while is often I find that people who are recent graduates of a comp sci program are so focused on making beautiful code that they don't know when to just cut and run and like do a hacky fix and figure it out later. Like there's a skill in programming of knowing when to do something shitty.
yeah. I use that skill a lot this time, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but I've seen people who are so fixated on their beautiful code that it's I don't know, it's a pain in the ass.
No.
What is that on the door of the bathroom? Is that like an angry Super Mario mushroom or something?
Oh, it's a
Oh, I see. It's occupied vacant. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I
Yeah.
saw it as soon as he went inside. Wait. Oh, you can go inside the bathrooms. Shit.
Mhm.
Also, there's a person with big boobs on the keyboard.
Alright, where's this good spot? Wait, right there. I think this is one of the few levels where you actually can get a good recording from the backstage. Which I actually like that balance of you can get a lot closer with less eyes on the recorder, but it won't be as good as like the front of the stage.
Yeah, that was a concern for me when putting together putting together the levels, because the way that I had it, I was originally envisioning having an object that then would like know what level it is and then spawn in the appropriate audio source. Because also originally I was planning to have acoustic sets and like electronic or amplified sets, which would change what quality, or like, you know, because you don't want to have a recorder right in front of an amp, but if you're far away from an acoustic thing, then it would be terrible. So I ended up just having one kind of audio source and knowing where to place it on the stage, because it's literally like a 32 by 32 square, the center of which is what is judged for the proximity or whatever.
Yeah.
It was hard because I thought, like, should I reward people for going through the back? Or should I put it out in the front? Should I have multiple ones? Because that would work with the way that I wrote the code. But yeah, I ended up just like doing whatever.
I had a thought, and this is sort of me randomly speculating and not like an actual critique on your game, but it would be really interesting if you did come back to work on this, if you had an element of choice on the player's part or a world map, in that in the era of this game, maybe some bands are more popular than others, and maybe a more difficult concert on one night would yield a bigger reward or somehow than some concert that wasn't as popular but would be easier to pass. Random thoughts.
No, yeah, sure. I found similar, or I came to similar thoughts at this point too. Yeah, it just, yeah.
I gotta get a question about this phrase here. Hospiti Pamaloy. Did I say that right?
No. It's Hospita Pomiloi, which is like saying, like,
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Lord, or yeah, basically.
Higbar,
Okay.
are you Ukrainian?
I'm half Ukrainian, but my mother was Ukrainian, so mostly raised Ukrainian.
That's really cool. So do you speak any of the language?
Not anymore. No, it's been so long. I can understand old Ukrainian people though, so that's pretty useful. It's not useful at all. It's kind of sucks. Maybe.
What do they have? So I lived with a Bulgarian for a long time, and they were always bringing this moonshine back from home they called rakia. And I imagine in Ukraine they have something very similar. What did they call it there?
Oh,
I think actually I'm not really sure if there is because rakia is like a regional drink or whatever, right? I think
Well,
Ukrainians.
Every single Eastern European country has their own regional drink. So, like in Romania, it's Stoica. In Bulgaria, it's rakia. And I talked to somebody from Poland, and they had their own thing, but I forgot what it was. Also, I love that red wagon.
yeah.
Oh, and the pink card.
Yeah, I just realized you can cheat the different endings by pressing 0 through 4.
Hell yeah, cheat codes.
Mhm.
Is there a way to reset from this spot?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's alright. Watch this guy go down the street a few times. This is actually a really cool lollipop there.
That is a bitchin' lollipop.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to come out so nice, but yeah, I was impressed too.
I mean, I want to eat that lollipop. It's pixels, but I want to eat it.
Oh, what is that tiny computer there? Is that a... What is that, a Commodore?
Yeah, it's a Commodore 64.
Nice.
So we're talking about ranks. Do you get anything special for having a better rank?
Nope. It just ended up being this final screen.
No, and then a real computer.
Oh, sorry. The real computer is the Commodore 64. The other thing is Atari. Shoot, 5200, 7200. Wait.
Oh, is that like a
7200.
little controller paddle thingamabob?
Yeah.
Right on.
I hate to ask, and don't answer if like you don't want to, or if it's too personal. But my question is like, is this era like one that's part of your memories or childhood or experience?
No, not really. I was born
Alright.
in 90, so a little.
Oh shit! I'm older than you. Fuck.
Welcome to Get Older.
I have that feeling so often.
I was born in '89, so.
Oh, hey, 88 here.
Oh, look at this old
It's all
ass
close
fart.
enough. Yeah, there's a hypercolor shirt. I've never seen a hypercolor shirt.
What
Is
is
that like
that?
a
What is
tie-dye?
hypercolor?
It's supposed. I think it changes colored like based on the heat of your body or something. Like it's the material is one color, but it'll change to one other color if it gets hot or wet or something. I don't know.
That is pretty neat. Wait, let me... Nah, I can't change the color.
Mm-mm.
Has anybody said that the main character looks like he's wearing kind of a Santa hat?
Nope.
I've thought that the entire time, even when you're posting like progress stuff in the thread.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's supposed to be a baseball cap, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna restart this real quick because I want to go back to the title screen.
P.S. I love the way you did the logo.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks.
that bounce.
I'm going to talk about how it's like, you know, you made it pixel art.
I
mean,
did
I've
that for
done-
some. And
I've done
just-
plenty of downscaling in my time in Illustrator and converting into pixel art, but it's you know, it takes some work, some skill on its own.
Yeah, I cheaped out. I just took the logo, tossed it in Asprite, and I was like, that's good enough. But that is a very nice selection of colors to the logo. What I was gonna ask you about is all these different dudes in the back, because I remember
Yeah.
seeing some of them pop up in the Discord during
Yeah.
Jam.
Yeah.
So you got Rick and Morty eyes guy. What are these other ones?
There's a Kirby eyes kind of thing. I think TomR.
Oh shit! I'm seeing the eyes. Yes. Okay.
And there's also a
Zalgo. The
faces.
center cannot hold.
face is just full of worms for some reason thing. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have time to paint like
Shit.
a nice intro screen or whatever. So.
You know the tape recorder you've got there? I actually own one of those. My mom gave it to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I do too. Actually, I googled for tape decks because I wanted to see if there were other ones.
I fucking own that tape deck. Shit.
I didn't know there's more than that kind of tape deck.
Honestly, I didn't either at the time. I just went on a limb.
It's got a handle on it too.
Absolutely great.
Thanks.
Hey, so it is 7 o'clock, so I think we're all done here. Thank you, Gigs, for coming on and talking with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks for doing this.
Oh, no problem, man. So, we're going to be back
Thanks
on...
for letting me do commentary.
Oh, absolutely, Xibanya. I can't say that.
Shibanya.
Shibanya.
It's all good.
Bada boy.
Hey, if you got time, if you got time and want to keep streaming, you should throw on one of my games, man. Otherwise, kick all the people out.
We actually still have open slots the rest of the week.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's 2 slots left. I believe 6 o'clock Thursday, 6:30 Friday.
Jeez, man, what a player. Finding all the open slots, fitting it in.
So get you in Thursday. Sound good?
Probably.
Cool. Because I am a hungry boy and I need to go eat.
I know you're after those open slots, man.
Oh, I'm reading chat right now. Wait. If you want me in during my game, tell me.
It's funny because it's a joke about a vagina.
Ah,
I've heard about those.
Those are things. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude it. Thank you everybody in the Twitch chat for watching, and we'll be back on tomorrow.
Bye, peeps.
Bye-bye.